Hey guys, it's Cameroon and welcome back to another video. Now the balance patch that was targeted for mid-season has actually released today. This does not include the Piggy rework, but includes many changes to heroes' impactful abilities and nerfs to support. So today I'm going to be covering it. Is this the patch that nerfs the support role massively? Well, we're about to find out right now. This video shouldn't take too long, so let's get right into the new balance changes. Starting with tank, we have D.Va. While firing her primary fire, or her fusion cannons, her movement speed penalty has now been reduced from 40 to 30%, and her micro missiles projectile speed has been increased from 40 to 50. I honestly thought D.Va was pretty strong already, and these are just going to make her stronger. Moving on, we have Doomfist. His rocket punch has received some nerfs, with its minimum wall stun duration being decreased from 0.25 to 0.15 seconds, and his maximum wall stun duration being decreased from 0.75 to 0.6 seconds. I'm not a Doomfist player, but I don't think he was insanely OP. I know that if somebody's really good with him, he can get an insane amount of value, but that's not everybody. We'll see if these changes are too much. Who knows? And then moving on to Winston, we have his Tesla cannon. The secondary fire has had its range increased from 30 to 40 meters. So he'll be able to snipe a couple more of the flying heroes in the distance and just feel a little bit better when he's using a secondary fire. Moving on, we have damage. And this is an important nerf right here. We have Bastion's wheels mode, or his assault configuration, getting a cooldown increase from 10 to 12 seconds, and the weapon spread on it has been increased by 10%. This is pretty big because Bastion won't be able to go into that assault mode as frequently during the matches. Moving on, we have Cassidy. His magnetic grenade has had its cooldown increased from 10 to 12 seconds. Then we have Mei. Her primary fire's slow effect has been decreased from 40 to 30%, meaning now your movement is just less impacted by her slow. And then Sombra, her EMP's ultimate cost has been decreased by 10%, so she's going to be getting her EMP more frequently. I don't know how I feel about this. I think EMP is a very strong ultimate anyway. This just makes her even scarier now, but of course, we all know Sombra's rework is a little strange. There's times where she's really strong, and there's times where she's really weak. So I guess buffing her ultimate will at least bring her more consistency throughout the game. And then we have Symmetra. Her base shield health has been reduced from 125 to 100, giving her a total of 200 HP now. Honestly, this is a good change. There is no reason for Symmetra to have 225 health still. And then the final DPS to receive some changes is Widowmaker. Her primary fire's unscoped shots require more bullets to be shot before it reaches its maximum spread, and it's been increased from 3 to 7 shots. This will allow her to be a little bit more accurate in the close range if she gets like jumped by a Sombra or a Tracer. Plus, her Infrasight, or her ultimate, has had its ultimate cost reduced by 10%. That's a little scary, by the way, because Widows with more walls means more chances to be headshot. So I'm a little terrified about that. I think it's fair. It's going to allow her to have a little bit more counterplay, especially against Sombra. And then moving on to support. Now this is the patch that's been dubbed the support killer patch, or is support over? And I'm going to say right now, I don't think they are, but let's get into them. The first support to receive some changes is Ana. Her biotic grenade's cooldown has been increased from 10 to 12 seconds. I think this is a fine change. She still has her sleep dart. Now you're gonna have to find a better balance between using sleep dart and biotic grenade. I think this is a good change. Then we have Baptiste's immortality field. It's receiving some nerfs, and its health has been decreased from 150 to 125, meaning you'll be able to destroy it faster. And its cooldown has been increased from 23 to 25 seconds, meaning the overall uptime of immortality field has been decreased. This is a good change. Then moving on, Alaria has received a couple of nerfs that are pretty big. Her solar rifle's primary fire projectile size has been reduced from 0.1 to 0.05 meters, meaning it's just going to be harder to hit her shots because now the projectile is smaller. You'll have to be more accurate than before. And then also her healing pylon has received a couple of nerfs, with its base health being reduced from 75 to 50 with a total of 100 HP now, and the cooldown when it's destroyed has been increased from 12 to 15 seconds. That's pretty big. Healing pylon is the problem with Alaria. I don't think her healing on her rifle is busted. I didn't even think really her projectile size and her hitting shots as frequently is busted. I thought her healing pylon was the main problem, and I'm happy to see that get changed. Then moving on, we have Kiriko. Her protection Suzu has now had its cooldown increased from 14 to 15 seconds, less uptime of that ability. That's good. And then we have Lifeweaver. His healing blossom, which is his primary healing, has had its ammo reduced from 20 to 16, and the max health reduced from 75 to 70 HP per blossom. So he's just going to be healing a little bit less. It's going to lower his overall healing numbers throughout the game. And then his life grip has also received a change, with its cooldown being increased from 16 to 19 seconds. And finally, the last support to receive some changes is Zenyatta. His base health has been increased from 50 to 75, meaning he now has a total of 225 HP. I know that's scary. A buff buff to Zenyatta's health, but we're going to find out why. His Harmony Orb has also been buffed, with its time to wear off when not in line of sight being increased from 3 to 5 seconds, so you just be healing a little bit more overall. Great. Discord Orb is what has received some pretty big changes. Starting with this patch now, Zenyatta can no longer reapply Discord Orb to the same target for 7 seconds after the effect has been removed. This could be through it being cleansed, line of sight, any circumstance where Discord will be removed, this will be applied. And also its range has been increased from 30 to 40 meters again, so you'll be able to target a Pharah in the sky again, or a Mercy in the sky. And that's good. I'm glad that they're giving Zenyatta some buffs because Discord Orb is so impactful. There's also a couple of changes to endorsements, hero progression challenges, social features, etc. I'm not going to cover them because this video is about balance, but you can check out the full patch notes in the description below. Overall, I feel like these balance changes are pretty good to say the least. I'm not going to say this is the patch that saves the game or anything, but it really looks like the team are trying to target the real problems in the game, and that's good. Bastion finally getting his nerf is quite nice. The cooldown increase alone is very impactful though, and the added 10% spread will make a big difference on squishies. Probably not much on tanks. Cassidy and Mei changes are great. Lowering the amount of CC, even if it's soft CC, I still hate that term, is always good. Talking about tanks, I don't think Doom's nerfs were needed. D.Va getting buffed is interesting to say the least. I found her to already be a very strong tank before this patch, and these are just straight buffs, so she's going to be stronger. Maybe D.Va, after a few more patches, is going to become the new meta. And then Sniper Monkey is fine by me. I'm never going to complain with Winton being able to just snipe people. I like Winton. Everyone loves Winton. Good buff. Now let's talk about the changes to support. It seems like the overall impression, or what players are calling this patch, is the support killer patch, and I don't think it is. Are the nerfs too much? No, I don't think so. I still think supports will have strong impact throughout the game, even with all of these nerfs that they've received. Like Baptiste's healing burst didn't get changed, Kiriko's teleport wasn't changed, On Asleep, etc. These are all extremely impactful abilities that weren't touched, so supports aren't done for. They are still very strong. Of course, there's some bigger changes like Zenyatta, Lifeweaver, and even Illari to an extent, where they will probably feel these nerfs the most, like Illari's weapon projectiles becoming smaller, and the pylon nerfs definitely will change up her playstyle. And moving on to Zenyatta, Discord Orb changes I felt was necessary. I think Discord is unhealthy for the game, and as much as it sucks that Zenyatta is getting nerfed, I'm glad that they gave a couple of buffs to compensate it. There's more I could talk about, but I don't want to go on a massive tangent or anything. I think this patch isn't the one that saves the game. It's a good start, but I think we still have a long way to go before the game's overall feel, regardless of role, is perfect for most players. But who knows, maybe soon the game will be perfect. Anyways, let me know how you feel about these patch notes in the comments below. Is there a hero that you think shouldn't have been nerfed or buffed, or is there a hero you wanted to see get changed? I'd love to know how all you think about these changes. But yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, or night, and I will talk to you all later.